right. Good evening, everybody. I'm seeing the time difference it takes between me walking over here and how quickly it happens on there. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Try lowering the latency, so we'll see if that makes any difference. Probably not too much of one. Hope what I was doing well tonight. We're gonna be doing some fun, semi-heavy lifting. I'm just gonna get warmed up a little bit first. Today was the last day of school for all the kids, so now we are trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do for the next 3 weeks. Oof. That'll be alright though. Oh man. So tonight we're going to be doing a lot of bench presses, because this has become one of my new obsessions in the past few years, and I feel like I'm getting better at them. I guess you'll be the judge of that as we go through this. But if you don't have a weight at home, or you don't want to try this, obviously I highly recommend, if you've never done it before, don't necessarily try it with any weight. But I will show you one of the ways you can work on doing this at home with a rope that I found actually works pretty good as far as prep goes. I'm just trying to get everything loosened up more. I had a workout with my friend Frank in the park earlier, so I was a little sore from that. Had to hike up there. Then he wanted to do an advanced Pilates workout, so we did. That's a pretty good warm-up though. That was nice. One of the nice things about living here in LA is that we get plenty of sun year round. Let's try to take advantage of it. Talked to some of my family members who live up north. Yesterday when I was talking to them, it was negative. Not even 0 degrees. I don't have to deal with that shit. Don't plan to deal with it anymore. Whew. Alright. It's still tight. There's still something going on. I'll see if it's the TFL. Because it happened right on the outside of the knee. See if that changes anything. Oof. Alright, that's going to have to do for now. That's a lot better. Okay. Let's go with, I'll start with the 40. Just do a few get-ups with a 40 to get warmed up. Even more here. Take my glasses off. I'm not going to be able to see anything if I break them. I don't want to do that. I gotta put my watch on, it doesn't count, so just because there's video evidence doesn't mean I did it. Alright. If you're doing this at home and you don't have a weight, let me know how it feels. If you're using a technique of balancing a yoga block or a shoe on your hand. Woo, lost it. 2. For all my friends who are up north dealing with the freezing cold, I'm very sorry. Got my old man knees popping there. Alright. Let's do the other side. Hello. keep this up. Listen, you're right. You're absolutely right. I am gloating. How you doing tonight? Oh. I should have kept that knee up to the ceiling. Why can't I see this? It doesn't matter. All right. There we go. Now I can read it. Sort of, kind of. Nice. Yeah, no, it's alright, man. Just follow along, keep you company. Been hanging around all day waiting to do this. A good workout earlier with Frank, as I said a few minutes ago. But for the exercise, it's going to be my big focus tonight, is the bent press. And the bent press is one of those old-timey looking exercises. So just so you know, I'm doing it with a lightweight here. For rack, kettlebell, side racket. I have to re-engage at this point, rotate, and now the goal is my hand doesn't move until I get completely down and then up, right? So if that's an exercise you're not familiar with and you haven't done too often at home on your own, I get it, most people don't. But a great way you can practice this is with a rope, like so. So as I hold on here, right, I have this pushed up against, let's go one more time, my hand here. Now, I'm gonna rock it on the side like I would, rotate, and now obviously my hand can't go up until I get down. Now, I'm gonna come back. So, side, twist, and I would say, if this is not something that you normally do, oh, maybe not do it, don't do it with any weight. But the key is keeping that lat and your arm glued together as you're here. Twist. And just this warm-up feels really good on my shoulders as well. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. That was a good pop in the hip. So, if you have any rope of any kind that you can use that at home, use this at home for. Apparently, once again, I cannot talk tonight. Maybe I should drink when I do these, and I won't fumble those words quite so much. But, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. So I'm going to use this 50. Oh, I should probably try with the 40 first. Just kind of see how everything feels, and as you'll see, as everything starts loosening up, ideally, these will get better. And, yeah, there we go. It's always better on my left than my right. I have no explanation for that. It seems like it would be the opposite, but that's not the point. So tonight, every other exercise is going to be that bent press. So that's what we're going to start with. That's what we're going to end with. And if I can keep my memory going, if you see me counting on my fingers, it's because I lost track and I have to remember again. We're going to be doing bent press, working a QL with a windmill, which is another fun one. So the windmill is that exercise, and again, this is something that I'm still working on. So, but you want to keep, the weight up here, you want to keep 90% of the weight on this back leg as you hinge back and return, right? So, drink, by the way, we're still doing that. One of my favorite keys to remember to make sure you get in the correct position. I got this from a trainer I worked with out here in LA. So press up the kettlebell, then you just gotta remember feet, runway, hip, sachet. And just let RuPaul help you out there. So we're gonna be doing that one. Possibly just a few push press, just to kind of make that a little bit easier, because every single time we do a bent press, there's gonna be a pressing aspect to it. So let's go ahead and get started here. All right. Set number 1, bent press with a 50. I'm gonna clean it. Now, say about 30 seconds to a minute between each set. I'm going to go back and watch this tape later. I kind of felt like it was happening as I was doing the press on my left hand, my right knee felt like it was trying to collapse. So we'll figure that out. But it's one of the cheats I like to use for myself, so I got to fight against that. Whew. All right. Now, change it up a little bit. I'm going to do 5 single arm swings on each arm. And remember, this is the hinge that we've been working on here. So it's just and swing switch on 5. And park it. All right. Whew. Oh man. All right. It's a weird time of year right now, because we know, at least in our house I should say, we know we got the next 3 weeks to try to figure out what we're going to do with all these kids, well, these 2 kids. Trying to get some play dates in there, get some different crazy fun stuff. All right, here we go. Now, eventually I may have to go back to that 40 because these will get tiring, but you know, cross that bridge when I burn it. That's kind of long. Now, the key that really helps here for me is every time I think I'm not going to make it, using my pinky to crush this bell. No. Whew. All right. And I'm not going to lie, as crazy as that may look, it really feels pretty fantastic on my back. I do like that rotation, but I know personally I'm able to do this and have this range of motion in my body because of the Pilates work that I've done for the past 12 years. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it weren't for that. So I don't generally combine weight training with Pilates, and in the sense of I'm not taking this kettlebell to a reformer. I'm not taking this kettlebell to the Cadillac. Or doing really anything here with a weight in my hand. However, I definitely like to do both weight training and Pilates. I think they have their own place. And as you might see here towards the end, an exercise that is very similar. I've talked about before, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to that one. So, drink. We're gonna do those windmills. Runway, sachet. One more time. 3's enough for now. Well, this hip is much tighter. Well, that's fine. So in that poll there, I meant to say, what body part do you think we should stretch in my next stream on Monday? But you can vote for tonight as well. Doesn't really matter. Oh man. When I went out to the park today to do that workout with Frank, I was kind of hoping I was going to see some snakes out there, but then I remembered it's December. Probably not. But I love snakes. And that sounds silly, but it is, woo, there we go. Oh, there it popped, all right. But they are nature's rodent killers. I'm perfectly fine with them. In fact, we have some bamboo outside of our house. And in the summer, when the windows are open, we can hear rats running around the bamboo. I just want to release 20 black racers, which, I mean, I don't think those are indigenous to California, but 20 rat snakes would be phenomenal. All right, back to the bench press. Here we go. Much better. Oh man, that's good. These used to be my nemesis. Until a friend on Facebook, who unfortunately I've not had a chance to meet in real life, but I will one of these days. I'm gonna find a way to get up to his gym. Posted an amazing tutorial video and talk about 2 different books to buy that he read, and I bought them. And that night on that tutorial changed my bench press completely. So we're going to be doing a twisting only night in here coming up soon, where we do the exercise and apply for continuous rotation and throwing in this kettlebell with, specifically in my case, the bench press. So there you have it. All right, I'm gonna do 5 overhead presses here. Even if you're lifting weight at home as you do this, Remember, you want to keep that weight in close to the body. I think that was 5. Just so you can see what I'm talking about. I want this to come straight up, and then I literally think about rotating it right back into my body. 2. And when I say rotate it back into my body, I'm not coming out wide with it. 3. Whew. I was going to do squats at some point. I still might. But I did wasn't on a long hike today, so kind of changes that aspect a little bit. But my legs are tired. That's okay. As you may notice, the bench press is clearly better on my left than on my right. But it's coming through. You know, I think a lot of that goes back to when I was skateboarding and I broke and dislocated my elbow. I don't know if you can see that scar on there, right along there. My little sideways smile. But they had to put a permanent screw and 2 temporary pins down there. So I was, for a very long time, incorrectly using my arm for a lot of exercises. So when I would do bicep curls, I didn't realize I was doing more of this with the shoulder, right? So I've had to work out to get more range of motion, try to correct that bad habit that I created. All right, back to the bench press. No talking this time, so don't forget. Now, if you're curious as to why I'm parking it in between each set with the bench press as opposed to like when I do overhead presses, I'm much more confident in my overhead press than I am with the bench press. So no matter what, I always want to have good hand position on the bell, but I know, and I'm very confident, that as I swing switch for the presses, I'll know my hand will go right where it needs to go. Because I'm not quite as confident with the bench press, I'm not making that call yet. But having to hike the kettlebell from the ground every time, from what I've seen, like reading wise, the one person said it burns 30% more energy. So I don't know if that's actually true or not. There's a lot of misinformation in the fitness world, or what's a better way to say? I think in some cases it's, I don't know, misjudged advice, maybe? I don't know. All right. Now I did it with the 4 at the beginning, but now I'm going to do another get up. Because I like them. There are a lot of moves in the get up that really remind me of the things that we do in the Pilates studio. And I don't just mean doing get ups in the Pilates studio. Through. You stay there. Well, that was nice. And I know that this time is not necessarily the best, most ideal time for people to be working out. So if you're one of those 30 to 50 to however many people are watching this stream the next day and enjoy it, feel free to follow along. That way you'll know when I'm streaming. You can join any time, or it'll at least remind you to come back the next day and try this on your own. And as always, I can take zero responsibility for anything that you try on your own. And if you are not a paid client of mine, then I am not there to help you out with any of this, and you are not comfortable with that, don't try it. All right, back to the bench press. It's getting fun. It's getting scary sometimes, you know. If anything goes wrong, I really hope you guys will call 911 for me, because there ain't no one else here right now. That's probably the reason why I get to do it. Oh, it's really blinding back there, isn't it? Hold on one second. Alright, that might be a little better. Whew. Alright, so here is where the memory goes sometimes. Huh. Alright. Now, I'm gonna do some snatches. Snatcheroos. These are also some of my favorites. I think mainly because I didn't have them do them so well for a while, and I think they're just the bee's knees. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, it's hot in here. You know? I know. Man, a lot. That felt good. All right, I'm going to do this last set of bench press in a second, and then head over to the reformer. Do a little bit of work over there, because that's what I want to do. Damn it. Not the boss of me. Oh man. All right. The last one. Yep. Heart rate is at 130. All right. Not bad. All right. Here we go. The last one. I'll take that. That was good. That was a nice short little kettlebell movement there. And honestly, had I not already worked out once today, I'd probably do another set or two of those. However, the one thing I didn't do today, I did not do any real mobility work after that hike. So now, and yes, I know, I did Pilates there. Alright. You can see a little muscle man over there in the corner. Yeah, you can see him. Just hanging out, having a good time. Showing you his ripped six pack over there. His meaty bicep. Listen, if we're not having fun, it's not worth it, right? Alright. And see, we can't use this reformer to work out some of that continued tightness. It's still kind of floating around here. So we're going to change my watch from strength training to Pilates. Which I guess I really don't have to do, but you know, it almost feels like I'd be lying about it, so, you know, I don't want people to be like, you weight training for that long and that fast? No, I did not. Alright. So again, you can do this sitting on the ground if you want. You can do this laying on the ground with your feet in the air. Or if you happen to have a reformer at home, you can do that on your reformer. Or your Cadillac, or your Wonder Chair, whatever you got. Use it. So we're going to press out, and return. 2, 3. One of the things you might have noticed is that recently my feet have been cranking a little bit more in general. I think a big part of that is because I haven't been strengthening or stretching as much. So when I get done with this tonight, I'm going to show you guys a fun way you can try to stretch your toes out at home. Nope, there we go. 4, or feet, stretch your feet out at home. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, heels on there. 2, 4, man, these hinges are loud. What's going on back there? 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now my favorite tendon stretch. If you are standing on a curb, you can do this at any time. It's like a calf raise. Just an emphasis on the stretch. 4, 5, 6, 7. What I like about this is definitely pushing my shoulders down. And they like to creep up on me, so. My shoulders sometimes act like giddies, just creeping up on me. Yeah, I said it. Let's do the 100 for the second time today, because that's what everybody wants to do. And pump. 5, exhale, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 5, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 2, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 4, 5, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 4, 5, 9, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10, 2, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Woo. All right, got my headrest down for short spine massage. This is one of those exercises that can kind of take a while to fully grasp in here. Oh man. But it's not one you don't feel the benefits of right away. There are some exercises in here that I would say when you first learn them, it's kind of elusive as to what they're supposed to be for sometimes, because your body's just not in the shape it should be, or it's not prepared for that exercise yet. And what you find out is your body's not actually prepared, since you haven't done enough to actually learn the exercise. And then once you do, you go, oh, that's why it feels great. This isn't one of those. You'll feel this right away, especially if you have tight hamstrings like me. Now from here we got coordination. Levels on that. Come on. There's nothing worse than when your equipment doesn't cooperate. I think most people over the age of 45 know what I'm talking about. Just kidding. That is another benefit to this work. Because we are continuously engaging what we refer to as the powerhouse, a lot of those muscles that we're referring to are also, we are referring to muscles in your pelvic floor. So, if you know anyone who is having a hard time not sprinkling on themselves after they go to the bathroom, you might recommend they get in this room. Because those are muscles you can strengthen. Now, I will also tell you I'm not a pelvic floor specialist, so if you have any issues like that, I highly recommend you go and see one. Because you're going to get older, and this shit's going to start working on you someday. And I mean all of it. And I can honestly say, one of my biggest motivators right now are my clients. And I know, that sounds like a very cliche thing to say. However, in the world of Pilates, you tend to get older clients who haven't been working out for decades, if ever, and things don't work well, or they're struggling standing up off the toilet, or they're struggling getting out of a chair. It is going to go away at some point. That's what you just have to recognize and know now. That doesn't mean you have to let it progress quicker. So, that's what we do here. Well, let me rephrase that. That's what I try to do here, because I do not ever want to have to start training when I'm older because of the things I've lost, as opposed to trying to improve on the things I can do. Alright, I'll move on. Now obviously this is for the back of the arms and the back itself, and it feels really good to do after all of those bent presses and other kettlebell exercises. Add a strength and backstroke. I probably say this every single time, but don't try to swim in the pool like this, you'll drown. Just sink right to the bottom. 3, 4, 5. Now you know that teaser we keep doing on the floor? here's why we learn on the floor. Two, three, woo, four. The last one, number 3. 2, 3, 4. And again, that's my dismount. That is not a classical Pilates dismount. And I don't care. Had a really fun conversation with my friend Frank as we're walking back from our workout. Let's talk about all the people that get excommunicated from their Pilates certification group because they've gone on to start their own certification program, or they went and learned from another instructor who's not part of that certification program. And I just want to say, you're the people that help ruin this industry. I have no problem telling you that. Okay? If you're trying to be a gatekeeper of any kind of method, there's a reason why it's taken until 2024 for people to actually start doing this stuff. And that's part of you. Fucking cut it out. CrossFit was created in 1999, and everybody knows what that is. We've been around for over 100 fucking years. You can't keep your shit together to make sure people do this work? Well done. Now, if you are curious about Pilates history, I highly recommend you reach out to Sean Gallagher and Elaine Ewing and the Pilates Museum. And again, all of this that I'm doing here, you can do on the floor. This side bend stuff, you can just sit in any chair in your house, in your office chair at work. I don't recommend doing this one in a chair. Do tree. And again, you can even do this at work. This first part, sit around, 4, 5, stretch the leg out, rotate that foot, 2, 3, and reverse. 2. Now point and flex. 2, 3. You can't do this one at work. Well, I guess maybe you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. But this one, you certainly can. All right. Do this other side here. 3, 5. Rotate that foot. 3 and reverse. Point. Whew. Yeah, all right. That's a good pop. Number 3. That. Been sweating quite a bit, so I'll put this back here. So I'll slip. If you're curious what this is like, it's kind of using one of those ab rollers, for lack of a better description. This is not. Stand up in high half tilt or up stretch. Man, the springs feel really tight. It's called the elephant. 6, 7. This is kind of like a reverse deadlift. This is kind of like a single leg reverse deadlift. 3, 2, 3, and again. 2. Ooh, that was good. 2, 3. Around for long back stretch. Or as we like to call it on here, the choo-choo train. I mean, you don't have to make the sound effects, but like, you know, kind of figure. No one can stop me. You know, the other thing that you hear a lot in this industry. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't care. Fuck it. Maybe they fire me? No. I always love when I hear people say, well, Romana always did this, or Joe said that's what this exercise is for. How the fuck do you know? You never met him. He died in 1968. Now, unless you're like Mary Bowen, who's in her 90s and still alive, yeah, she got stories. If you're under the age of 80, you don't actually need to say that. That's not what I said. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you're quoting one of his books, that's fine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's an example. Here's my favorite lie that I heard. When I first started this certification program, I was told by numerous people who knew, Joe never had mirrors in his Pilates studio. He wanted you to feel how you were getting taller and how that felt, so that when you were out and about in the world, you wouldn't have to look at your reflection in a mirror or the window. You could feel that you weren't sitting up correctly. You wouldn't need that. And then, a guy named Chuck Rappaport, who actually took pictures of Joe Pilates in his studio. Chuck is still alive. He can tell some stories of. There are mirrors all over the fucking room. So stop coming at me with the Joe said bullshit, because you don't know. It's a semicircle. This was one of those exercises I fucking hated when I first learned it, because I was out of shape and I was super tight, and I remember saying, this exercise is stupid, no one needs to do this. I was wrong, I'll admit it. One of the best quad stretches I've ever had. Oh, that was wonderful. All right. Next, and this is another thing that I like to do, especially when I get done doing like heavyweight stuff. Oh, my hair's mine is on now. So chest expansion. So obviously I'm working the triceps and everything here, but my big goal, you can't necessarily see it from that side, but as I pull those arms back, I'm keeping my chest open. And I'm doing that by pulling my eyes in up when I inhale, so my ribs and so my diaphragm doesn't drop, and it forces my lungs to go out. Kind of helps stretch out the intercostal muscles in the rib cage. This is another one of those subtle exercises where the first few times you do it, you're kind of like, what does that do? So, if you're doing this at home and you're like, I feel no stretch. Yeah, that's fair. I get it. They're not all short spine massage, you know? They're not all bangers. Until you really dig in. Ooh, good. Great stretch for your neck as well. If I could rotate my head like an owl, that would just be fucking awesome. Woo! 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 Yeah. Yeah, you're allowed to make that noise. Joe said you should always hoot like an owl when you do chest expansion to really find the animal nature in the exercise. See? I can make up bullshit too. Oh, yes. Might only do 2 more of these. Mainly because, I'll do 1 more actually. That's still, I need something still tight in there. So, stretching out like that doesn't feel good. And move on. And do arm circles. Now, that's one of those exercises, they're called arm circles. I think you can see why. But what I'm really focused on is, again, stabilizing with my powerhouse, not rocking or lunging into this. Now, if you go online, and we're going to talk about this for a second. If you go online, you can find, we can look up an NFL football player busting his ass on this exercise because the instructor, I'm not going to do the hand of my hand, as he got to here, the instructor said, now look up, as he kept going, and he busted his ass. Because You don't fucking do that when you're doing this exercise. You don't change where you're looking at. I'm still speechless. That NFL player entrusted his entire career to someone who didn't know how to properly teach this fucking exercise. Now, I can understand, to an extent, wanting to try something new. But you don't try something new in a group class with a professional athlete. Yeah, sir. Now, come here, put this up. If you are ever in a reformer class or a Pilates class of any kind, and your instructor tells you to close your eyes or to move your gaze while you're actually in the middle of a movement, walk out. That is for your safety. Now we can do a reverse chest expansion. I'm trying to make sure my shoulders are pulled back. That's enough of that. Need a long spine massage. So, I do understand, I said earlier, I don't understand people being excommunicated for going and learning new things from other instructors. I do kind of understand, to an extent, of why people do try to keep this in the sense of making sure that the people that are teaching it are actually certified Pilates instructors. I mean, Pilates is a generic term, so any person watching this right now can go out and start a Pilates class. You don't need any certification. So, you hear the terms classical, you hear the terms authentic, but those are also starting to get muddied. And I can't tell you how many times people have walked in here and said, oh, I normally go to a classical studio, and I'll say something along the lines of, oh, so how do you feel about elephant, which is that exercise you saw me do, which is, there's plenty of footage of Joe doing that exercise, even doing it walking on a mat. And if they say, I don't know that one, they have not been doing Pilates at a classical Pilates studio. That's okay. It doesn't mean that what they're doing is wrong, but it certainly isn't classical in the sense of what we do in this room with this equipment. So I kind of get that aspect of it, because we do want people to be safe, and we don't want professional NFL players losing their fucking career and blaming the entire industry because one instructor made a stupid fucking decision. I will say the nice thing about knowing not a lot of people are watching is I know I can get away with saying a bunch of this shit, so, and not have to deal with anyone's repercussions later. For now. Or, who knows, maybe I'll clip it and post it tomorrow. Alright, let's do leg circles. I will say, here in the Los Angeles area, we have been getting a lot more instructors in our classes because their boss has told them to come take our classes because of what we actually teach in here, so that they can go replicate that in their studio. So if you want to come learn what other teachers learn, this is a spot for you. This is another one of the subtle exercises. It's called leg circles. But really, all the work and stabilization is coming from here. When I first learned this exercise, it was all my quads. I did not know how to engage my abs and stabilize my abs. I was very quad dominant. So once you figure out Okay. Oh wait, those are ab circles. 2, 3. It's called frog kicks. Again, very complementary to a squat. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you're one of those owners that continues to send your employees to our studio to be better teachers, come on down. You can come too. Right? Now, I know most won't, because it's an ego thing. It's a big deal in this community. A lot of ego. That's okay. Come on down. We'll get you straightened out. All right. Knee stretch series. Not straightened out. You know. 3. We can make this more of a community. Hi. How are you? 8, 9, 10. Hold on. Let me see who joined us. Hey. Thanks. Thanks for the follow. Sorry, I can't read your name. I mean, I guess I could put glasses on, but that's... No, I'm not doing it. 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. God, I hate these. I mean, I love them, but if I could skip them, I would. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Blech. Alright, I'm gonna do some running. And again, when you do this, kind of catch your breath after that last exercise. If I were working, if an instructor were training me right now, or if I were the instructor training someone, I'd be looking to see how the body has changed. If the hips have evened out. I'm not going to talk right now. All right. Now, this public lift sweet G, it's begun. It's begun. There's no more making sense coming out of my mouth. This is what happens. We refer to this as beginning Pilates drunk, or workout drunk. And there's actually no drinking at all. That, I mean, after, yeah, but not now. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. So if you try any of those kettlebell exercises on your own, again, even if you try that bent press with a jump rope or any kind of rope, there are other drills you can do to work on those against the wall. But if you have any questions about that, just shoot me a message. I can nerd out and talk shop all day. So be careful, because once you comment, you're committed then. So all right, guys. Well, let me turn this camera over here so you can see me as I say goodbye. And I really like being here and doing this with you guys. So I will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Take care of yourselves. I love you all. See ya.